Phil from Walmart, Right Lane Truckin, coming at you on Tuesday morning. It is a wake-up call at 7:17 in the morning, and I am on my way to the Sacramento yard so I can get in my tractor and start my week. I've already decided this week I am going to do another extension day because I'm actually going into my 3-day weekend. So extending one day will still give me 2 days off. So I am going to let them know day one that I'm ready to go. So I got to conserve at least a few hours throughout the week to make it worth it. But yeah. So I'm just going through Stockton right now. So if anyone doesn't know where my little town of Lathrop that I live in is, it's just south of Stockton. So there's Stockton, California, then there's French Camp, and then there's Lathrop. And you blink and you're past it. I mean, but the biggest thing we have is a Target and a Save Mart. Those are the two biggest things we have as far as like shopping and stuff like that goes. Now, little Lathrop is growing. It's growing. It's on the west side of I-5. They've already started and they've got quite a few houses built, but they're building a lot of houses right there. They broke ground. They put in, God, it's been over a year now, an In-N-Out, a Starbucks, and a Chipotle in the same parking lot with Target. They broke ground, or they're starting to, for a new Chevron gas station on the west side of I-5, and the other commercial land there is probably going to get developed. It's just a matter of time and who wants to do it. We have most of the fast food restaurants, if you want to call it that, right there on the east side of I-5, but there's not any like downtown, in my opinion, not a real big downtown area, and not too many restaurants. If you want like restaurants, you got to go to Manteca, Stockton, Tracy, Modesto, Ripon, those kind of areas to have any of the nicer fine dining choices. If you want fast food, hey, we got fast food. Like I said, if you blink, you're past it. Anyway, so it's about a 68.25, no, just teasing, trek to 68 miles to get to the Sacramento yard. So it's just a little over an hour of drive time. It is a 65 mile speed limit here, and then once you get past Stockton, it goes up to 70, and then back down to 65 once you get towards Sac. Yeah. So my one day off, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was good. No, not really. Yeah, it was good. It was fine. Went by fast. Obviously, when you only have one day off, it goes by really fast. So I went home early, but I did not do the gardening or the lawn care until yesterday. So I got home and it was windy. And I always tend to pick the windiest day to do the lawn, which makes it very hard for the cleanup, right? Because you're trying to clean up everything and it's blowing everywhere. So I elected not to do any lawn work on Sunday when I got home. So I saved it for yesterday, got it done. And there's just something so satisfying about having a freshly cut, freshly trimmed lawn that looks really good. Especially when you're on the corner house. You gotta kind of, that's what people see the most, right? So, but for me, it's just satisfying. I like it. Sorry, the big rig there. See that big rig right there? He was kind of drifting over into my lane with his front of his tractor. So, I had to pay attention to that. So, yeah, I got it done. I enjoy it. Now, there's still a lot of like cleanup, right? We just moved in, so some of the bushes and stuff like that, they have a lot of dead leaves underneath. Nobody cleans those out. I mean, who does? Who goes and tries to clean out the dead leaves that are on the bottom of the bushes that you can see but you can't see? They're kind of hidden a little bit. So I just got my blower out and just started blowing all the leaves out of there, so that way I could go ahead and get it cleaned out for them. Sorry, just letting a UPS T-Force set of doubles go by. You'll see him here in a second as I go by. He was in the far right and he needed to come over. There he is. And so I had to move over so he can get over. Anyway, I was watching something over the last night, and I want everybody to chime in. Okay, I want everybody to chime in on this, because this is serious. This is a serious thing. What we do as truck drivers, people that don't drive trucks don't understand. It's not just get in the tractor and turn on the key, put on the seatbelt, and go. There's a lot to it. And with that is a lot of responsibility. We're almost 80,000 pounds, at least a lot of us are, pushing that 80,000 mark. Sometimes you get the light load, sometimes you're empty, but you're still pushing pretty heavy weight, right? Should young people be allowed to drive trucks? There is a comment that somebody that's 18, I don't know what state allows 18-year-olds to drive or do CDLs, but somebody was saying, I got mine at 18. I've been driving trucks since I was 18. Now, the only thing I can think of is driving agriculture, because that's the only way that you can probably do that. But at least here in California, you have to be 21 in order to get your license, your CDL. Now, at 18, how much driving experience do they have? Just driving experience. I'm not talking truck driving experience, just driving experience. Because I know when I got my license, and I got my permit first, right? Our school offered a driver's education program, and that was a classroom simulator plus a behind the wheel. And the instructor would come in, and he had his car that was set up with the pedals on the passenger side, so in case he had to throw on the brakes, he could throw on the brakes. He didn't have a steering wheel on that side, but he had the pedals. And so I took my education. Then I lived in a small town, and we didn't have a DMV, so you had to go to another town for your DMV. And my parents worked during the day, and they worked Monday through Friday. So who's going to get me to the DMV to take my permit test? Me, right? If I want it, I gotta do it. So there was a bus line. I used to take the bus everywhere. There was buses, Rapid Transit District, right? So RTD is what it was down there in SoCal, and I took that everywhere. So I took the RTD over to Hawthorne and went to the DMV, took my permit test, had my permit. Eventually, my parents got me out driving. Now, a lot of my buddies would take me out driving, even though that wasn't legal. Take me out driving in the parking lot or whatever. Nowhere on the city streets, but just let me drive around the parking lot and stuff like that. And so I learned how to drive. And I got my license at 16 and a half, 17. And I remember I was out and I was staring at the little picture rather than the big picture. The little picture being the rear view mirror. And we passed somebody and I started to stare at the little picture, which is the rear view mirror, instead of paying attention to the big picture, or what we call get the big picture, which is your windshield. And luckily I had a passenger in the car with me, and luckily the passenger was paying attention, and they screamed, because had they not said anything, I would have or could have hit some pedestrians in the crosswalk or getting ready to cross. So my knowledge and my experience level driving a four-wheeler at 17 was nowhere near where it needed to be, right? So how do we put 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds behind the wheel of a semi-tractor trailer carrying 80,000 pounds or moving 80,000 pounds down the road when they probably didn't get their license till they're 18 for their four-wheeler? Maybe they're just now getting their license and they happen to get a CDL. No, I don't think so. It shouldn't happen. My opinion. Now, there's going to be those exceptions to the rule, right? Or those exceptions that people have been working on the farms, like we're in farmland here, working on the farm, and they've been driving quads, and they've been driving the Polarises and everything else up until the pickup trucks all the way around the farm, and they're spending, a lot of time on huge acreage driving. I know, granted, it's only, 15, 20, 25, 30 miles an hour, but they're still getting some understanding of how a vehicle operates. Now, that does not replace the experience level of highway driving, city driving, rural driving, other people that are coming your way driving. I mean, on a farm, it's just you and the animals or whatever else you got to dodge. But yeah, so leave a comment. What's your thoughts? Do you think there should be a restriction on age when it comes to driver's license or CDL, commercial driver's license? Should it be a restriction on how long you've had your Class C license or your normal? I don't know if every state has Class C, but here in California we use a Class C. And what's your experience on truck driving schools? Because there was some discussion about truck driving schools as well, and the fact that these truck driving schools don't give new drivers that are coming out to be a truck driver proper education. And I tend to agree with that. And I say that because I've personally worked with a couple drivers that went to a CDL school, and they had no clue how to do certain things. And they definitely don't know how to go in and out of a vendor, and they definitely don't know how to back very well. So, especially a 53-foot trailer, because during their course of their CDL school, what did they tow around? You think they're towing around a 53-foot trailer? Now, if you're going through a mega carrier program, then yes, you are driving a CDL length. I mean, a sleeper tractor. Usually, you're driving 53-foot trailers. But a majority of the time during that period, however long it takes for you to be out with your trainer, you're driving straight. And I've heard where, you get to your vendor, your drop off, your receiver, your shipper, and the trainer comes out and decides they're going to back for you, or they rescue you because you're having such a hard time backing. So, I've thought about actually starting my own truck driving school, but not doing Walmart. But there's a lot to it, right? There's the insurance, there's everything else. But I would do it the right way. I would want it like a Jerry Maguire truck driving school or something like that, right? Show me the money, but more personalized. And these truck driving schools, some of them around here anyway, they're just pumping them out. You'll see like 10 guys in the yard trying to learn how to back all at once, and they get 5 minutes or whatever. Then they pack them in the tractor and they go out and they, with the instructor in one, and they have like a 3-seater, and then they swap. I've seen where they have a sleeper and the rest of the students are in the back, and then they go out on road and they swap. Now the problem with that is they're only taking them out on the actual DMV route, teaching them how to do the DMV backing exercises, teaching them how to do the DMV pre-trip or description of the pre-trip. So they're not ready to be truck drivers. A lot of these guys coming out of these CDL schools, they got their license, but at least the CDL schools around here, and I can't talk about the mega carriers, I haven't really experienced them, but I've seen the truck driving schools around here in this valley, and yeah, that's what they do. They pump them out. It's $2,500, $5,000. Boom, one person, $5,000. Okay, you get you get 8 hours of driving, maybe. You get well, you can come in and practice your backing all you want, right? It's just sitting in the yard, but you got to take turns. So if I was going to do a truck driving school, I would have not only the 28-foot trailers, I'd have a dolly, I'd have, where I can couple up a set. I'd want to get like an agricultural one. I'd want to get a 53, a 48, and a 45, and multiple tractors. And the way things are going now, I don't know if you really need to have them learn how to drive a manual, because most companies are going to automatics. But I would still want some manual transmissions to give them that option, if they wanted to learn how to drive a manual transmission. So you have a couple tractors that are manual, a couple tractors that are automatic. So you see, I put some thought into this. Now I just need funding and a location, and I wouldn't have it in a dirt lot that takes more to maintain. I'd want a lot that is asphalted to do the backing exercises. But I'm not going to teach them just the backing, DMV backing. I'm going to teach them how to back a 53 between two other 53s. That's what I want to do. I want to pump out good quality drivers. And if that takes 2 months to pump out a good quality driver, then, maybe that's what it takes. But we need better drivers out here, and people that know certain things. And I don't think the truck driving schools are doing it for us. So now, could we take them out and teach them? I can't, but owner-operators can take people out and teach them how to drive. But yeah, leave a comment. All right, I got to get going here. It's 20 minutes. I'm going to post this one now and then go from there as far as posting throughout the week. So everyone be safe. Leave comments about the video. Thank you.